Welcome back. One GOP lawmaker is taking funding for the border wall into her own hands, introducing new legislation that would allow crowdfunding for the wall.
The bill would, quote, allow the Secretary of the Treasury to accept public donations to fund the construction of a barrier on the border between the U.S. and Mexico and for other purposes. Here with more, former chair of the House Budget Committee, Congresswoman Diane. Congresswoman, great to have you on this morning. It's an interesting idea. Lay it out for our viewers. What would this mean? What would this entail?
Well, this would just entail setting up a dedicated fund where people who truly believe what the president believes is that we should secure our borders would have an opportunity to be a part of that in crowdfunding. And because the Democrats will not go with the Republicans in funding the wall, we thought this was a good idea to give the American people a chance to have a voice in it. And you just would not believe the kind of response we've had, not just in my district, but across the entire country.
Congresswoman, it's a very interesting idea, but has anything like this ever been done before?
Well, actually, there has been crowdfunding before for something in our country that we all love, and that's the Washington Monument. Many years ago, when the monument was just half completed, the American people rose up, and state by state, there were donations to help to fund it. And if you go to the Washington Monument, you'll see those plaques along the wall there that show that the American people wanted that project to be completed.
Wow.
And I think we ought to do the same kind of thing when either groups come together or states come together and say we want to be a part of this because we think it's important that they will have a plaque on the wall.
No idea about the Washington Monument. That is so interesting. So where does this sit now? Obviously, this is an idea of yours. You've proposed it. What needs to happen so that people that want to put money towards that, they can go online and actually do it?
So, Abby, right now they can go in and they can go online, they can send a check. However, the problem is it will just go into the general fund, and there's nothing to say that their dollars would be used. And so what this does is sets up a dedicated fund, and we just need to get a requisite number of sponsors, and then we'll be able to bring it up in committee and pass it in the House and then take it over to the Senate. So it is a process, and we are going through the process, but it has been unbelievable to me how much response we've had from across the country, not just my own state, but across the country.
Have you talked to the White House about this?
Well, the president does know about it. I hope the president is watching this morning and that he will give a shout out at different events that he does. As a matter of fact, he's going to be here in Nashville tomorrow, and I hope he'll give a shout out on the stage to the people here in Tennessee that want to fund the wall that he believes is necessary and the American people believe is necessary.
Well, it's a great idea. Thanks for coming on. I'm not sure Americans are going to jump on it right away because they may be waiting to see if Mexico pays, but it's certainly a solid idea, and it's fascinating that the Washington Monument also got funds that way.
Well, thank you.